Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel 100 Ideas. Walking through the streets of the private sector, you involuntarily pay attention to the design of the courtyards. Especially attractive are the beautiful, tastefully decorated landscapes, near which you want to stay longer. Unusual compositions with artificial ponds, waterfalls, topiary elements, alpine slides and rockeries are interesting. Creating an extraordinary landscape in the yard requires work and knowledge of the basis of its design. The backyard is the best place to set up a recreation area near a private house. It is easy to create a completely isolated space here, inaccessible to the views of neighbors and street dust. On the one hand, it is protected from the wind by the wall of the house, on the other by the orchard, and on the side of the neighboring plot it is separated by a fence. Having built a light canopy, you can spend time in the recreation area in the backyard without fear of summer rain. It is here that it is most convenient to create a barbecue area, install a barbecue or fold a gas oven. It is also a suitable area for creating a sports ground, a place for children's games with this sandbox and swings. Naturally, the backyard, regardless of its purpose, is decorated with various types of flower beds. It is appropriate to plant tall conifers and deciduous trees here. The terrace can be a great place to relax, meet with guests, but for a comfortable pastime in such a gazebo, you will need to equip it with everything you need. To save money, you can make furniture for the terrace with your own hands. Let's consider the features of such a process, the materials that will be needed. Selection criteria and types of materials. When choosing materials for cottage furniture made with your own hands, you will need to take into account several important details: the general style of the space, practicality and ease of use, maximum long service life, resistance to external factors, preservation of the original appearance for many years. Having decided to create furniture for the terrace with your own hands, you need to decide on a style solution. The most popular options are Oriental fairy tales. They use a combination of upholstered furniture with stone elements. Pillows, umbrellas, Arabic accessories are used to complement the interior. Tropical islands. They equip with wicker elements, arrange tall flower pots on the terrace. The decorations are decorative elements in the marine style. French cafe. The presence of forged elements, classic decorative elements, stripped accessories is mandatory. And what does cottage style mean today? First of all, it is an idealization version of a cozy garden, with a vegetable garden at a small house. Great attention is paid to the little things, even the beds should be aesthetic. Therefore, the following rules are used at the basis for the design of a cottage garden. Stylishness is a garden picture in which everything should be immaculate, well-groomed, and neat. Consciousness, a combination of geometric and landscape layout, a beautiful front area, a small orchard turning into a neat vegetable garden, and, of course, green lawns framed by bright flowers. Cost effectiveness. Cottage gardens are equipped with a minimum number of plants in a short time and with minimal costs. They always use simple plants adapted to the local climate, but the main thing they save on in cottage style is care. After all, cottage style gardens are gardens that are easy to take care of and maintain order in them. The owners cope with the care on their own without resorting to the help of gardeners or assistants. It is not customary to fill the space directly in front of the porch with vegetation. It should remain free for movement. Tiles or other paving are laid on the side at the entrance to the house. A gazebo or canopy is a common thing for a front yard. They are surrounded by flower beds and climbing plants and together make up a landscape composition. If there is free space, you can complement the picture with any hydraulic structure, a waterfall, a fountain, an artificial pond. The proximity of water contributes to a special microclimate, especially desirable near a place of rest. It is very popular to arrange a patio in front of the porch. Proximity to the front door to the house makes it possible to spend every free minute outdoors. Here you can have a cup of morning coffee, gather with your family for evening tea, or have a secret chat with friends. A table and several chairs are installed on a small paved area. These are the most necessary items in the arrangement of the patio area. To create a cozy atmosphere, potted plants and transparent curtains are used, providing light shade, comfortable wicker furniture and sofa cushions. There is a space between the house and the garden, which is used in two directions, for a garage with parking for a car and a place to relax. If there is enough space, you can do both by dividing with a hedge, vertical green screen or a flower garden. At the same time, a garage with parking is located closer to the gate. Choosing the location of the flower bed in the yard of the house. Before setting up a flower garden in front of the house or a flower bed in the garden, it is important to responsibly approach the choice of the place where the conceived flower arrangement will be located. When choosing the location of a garden masterpiece, you need to consider the following factors. Viewpoint, the place from which the household will most often see their possessions, and the flower bed itself. Microclimate on the site. At the same time, it is necessary to take into account not only the fertility of the soil, its acidity and humidity, but also the amount of sunlight entering the infield. This will allow you to determine the type of flower garden, its shape, and the plants that will be used for the design of the flower bed. The presence of a background for the composition, its material, texture, and color. Based on the characteristics of the background, the color palette of plants is determined. The type and height of the fence is selected. It is worth noting that the key task of the flower bed is to give people pleasant emotions, attracting with its beauty, which means that when choosing the location of the flower garden, it is best to start from the viewpoint. To do this, it is important to understand where households are most often by placing a flower bed near these places. If the owner of the plot spends most of his time in the house, then the flower bed should be under the window. If on the terrace or in the gazebo, then the flower garden should be located at the entrance to the building, and so on. We hope this video was useful to you. Like it, write your comments, and subscribe to our channel.